Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmad Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. Let's take a look at what we're discussing. The Pakistan Super League. We finally have the first team that has moved on to the final of the 10th edition. Quetta Gladiators beating Islamabad United in the qualifier in spectacular fashion. We did tell you that the numbers say bat first at Lahore's Gaddafi Stadium. That's what they did, and clinically I think once they went above 200, you still fancy Islamabad, that they've got that firepower to chase it down, but 200 plus runs in an important game, I think it was just too much. And the way they bowled and the way they fielded especially, I think credit to Quetta Gladiators. They surely deserve to be in that final. Convincingly they've qualified. Islamabad would be dented, and I think this will really shake them up as well, because the fact now remains that it's going to go to the wire. But tonight is a very important game. It is the eliminator number 1 between Lahore Qalandar's Karachi Kings, the biggest rivalry of the Pakistan Super League. Winner moves on to play Islamabad United for a chance at the final. Loser gets knocked out of the PSL. Lahore's crowd is going to be an absolute frenzy, and it's going to be, I think, one of the most high intensity games in the PSL. But I've been given some new information as well. That is that, it's a point to prove for Shaheen Shah Afridi as well, since he's not made it to the national side. It's going to be his performance that's really going to send a statement tonight as well. But I think then on the other end, you've got Australian mentality. Imagine the captain of a PSL franchise that is playing a knockout game tonight. A day before, he's tweeting that he wants to play golf. I mean, that's just Australians, and that's what they believe in. It's just regular business for them. So we're going to discuss all the matchups and that is there. Time now to introduce the guests. First of all, joining us in studios is cricket commentator, international broadcaster, presenter, and our sports expert, K Asif Ahmad. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum assalam, Ahmad. I'm very well. How about yourself?
I'm very well. Thank you very much for joining us. Also joining us is sports expert Malik Usman Ahmad. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, sir?
Walaikum assalam. I'm doing well.
Thank you very much for joining us. And also joining us is senior sports journalist Syed Haider. Assalamu alaikum, Haider bhai. How are you, sir?
Walaikum assalam, Ahmad. I'm fine. How are you?
Very well, sir. Thank you very much for joining us as well, Haider bhai. First of all, I must ask you about Quetta Gladiators and their journey now. It's become 8 consecutive victories, but I think last night what we've seen them do is certainly the management's, confidence that transcends. You've got Viv Richards, you've got Sarfaraz Ahmed, Nadeem owner, Nadeem Umar, the owner himself. That mentality, the confidence being given to the players has really transcended last night in what we've seen.
Absolutely, absolutely, Ahmad. You're right. That I would say one word for the Quetta Gladiators: the complete package. In the coaching, management, the players, the captain, the bowlers, the fielders, the batters, everyone, he is doing his job nicely. Ultimately, Quetta Gladiators, they are now in the final. And I must say that about the bowling trio of the Quetta Gladiators, Mohammad Amir, Wasim, and Khurram Shehzad, they have done very well. In all the matches we have seen, whenever the Quetta, they have set a target for another team, and they have defended their target very nicely. Even we have seen a very low target, 140 plus runs, and the bowlers, they have bowled very well. This is the manufacturer in Quetta Gladiators. And then the middle order batting, all the 5 teams, they are suffering from the middle order batting. Someone, they have the good opening side, someone they have some good middle order batting. But the Quetta Gladiators, they have very good opening. Finalan and Saud Shakil, they are doing very well. And in the middle, Role Russo and the other Hassan Nawaz, they are doing their job. And the bowlers, everyone, they are totally fit on their spot. And definitely, if you are fit in all departments, then the result that you are in the final position.
Absolutely. Malik Usman Ahmed, I think it's been very clinical and a complete package, as Sir Haider has mentioned as well, for Quetta Gladiators. Even if you look at some of the young picks, emerging category, everything, their bowling, batting, especially fielding last night was absolutely superb.
I think the catching was really well, but ground fielding, I think there were some question marks. Many of the throws were Yorkers to the fielders who were standing on the stumps. But all in all, it's a very good team, and we remember that before the beginning of PSL, we all stated that Quetta looks the team to beat after the auction, and that is what it is showing, and they could be winning their trophy after a couple of years' time. This could be their 2nd trophy, and they have Fahim Ashraf. I think he holds all the cards. He's that smashing star performer that they have that too from Islamabad United. He is doing it with the bat, with the ball as well, and his form would be very, very critical comes the final. And Quetta Gladiators, after so many years, have shown what that franchise is made up of. They had a good couple of years in the beginning, but they just lost their way once the PSL was moved to Pakistan. And Sarfraz Ahmad being the team director with Viv Richards around and Nadeem Umar's ownership is showing its colors now, and they have a very, very good blend of whole team. They have very good bowlers. They have Abrar Ahmad, who is arguably the best spinner in this tournament so far with excellent economy rate. Wasim Jr. is having a very good economy rate as well. Fahim Ashraf and Muhammad Amir good with the seam bowling as well as their attacking batsmen. Saud Shakil, I think he needs to pull up his socks now. He looks to be slightly that weak element in this batting lineup. Otherwise, they have many of their areas covered as well. Even if you look yesterday's game with Chandimal, he performed out of his skin. He doesn't play so fast as he did, and that 80-90 run odd partnership actually turned the game completely into Quetta Gladiators'
Even I would
favor.
say
think
we
the bat in their
all
mouth.
have to now realize that it is just the world of Rana Fahim Ashraf, and we're living in it right now.
Yeah, it's Ranaism all over again in PSL. And Fahim Ashraf, we all knew that once Fahim Ashraf shifted to Quetta Gladiators, he is going to be the key player. And he has shown with bat and ball, I think he is going to be a serious pick for the player of the tournament.
Absolutely. K Asif Ahmad is a happy man because by virtue of an auto support to Sayyid Mohammad Awais, he ended up on the victory note. But you know, let's be very honest, K Asif Ahmad, it was a clinical performance last night.
Well, Ahmed, if you see, as you guys were talking about their fielding effort, so Saud Shakil leading from the front, taking a stunner, and Shadab Khan was looking in a very good mood when we talk about his batting, though I will question once again his captaincy that he bowled only 2 overs. But overall, that the Quetta Gladiators, they were looking in a very good mood. Where Hassan Nawaz didn't perform well, but no worries, they had Chandimal
Right,
and
a short break, but stay tuned. Welcome back to Sports Extra. Yes, K Asif Ahmad.
well, I was talking about that the Quetta Gladiators, especially when we talk about their skipper. He looks very calm, and that's why I always support to those skippers, captains, who doesn't show any sort of aggression in the field or and against the players. So that was the problem with the Quetta Gladiators when Sarfraz was the skipper. The temperament was the issue with the Sarfraz, being a skipper, being a leader. And he has taken a stunner of Shadab Khan and rest. Usman Tariq bowled really nicely. Usman Bhai was talking about Abrar. Abrar actually, I was not thinking, and nobody was even wondering about Abrar, the way he is performing with the white ball in a shorter format. So I think he could be a good choice for the upcoming series and upcoming Asia Cup for the Pakistan. Islamabad United, once again, you know that Alex Hales against Karachi Kings, he was absolutely brilliant with the bat. But now it's the news that he has left Islamabad United and he won't be available on the next game coming on 23rd of May because he has some personal issues or personal commitments, so he has left. But Werner Dusan is there, so Islamabad United still is a very, very good side, guys, and they got a momentum, they got very good victories, but they lost 3-4 matches. And now, once again, when we talk about their bowling, Naseem Shah conceded 50 runs. Goodness me, this is Naseem Shah, premier fast bowler of Pakistan, and he bowled.
Has been picked in the T20 side.
Yes, once again.
Yes.
Once again, he has been picked. So, again, a question mark on a selection. And we have discussed a lot that because why, once again, you have picked players like Khushdil Shah, Hussain Talat. And thanks God, this time there is no Usman Khan. And thank you very much, selection committee, that you didn't allow us to speak about Usman
No, for
Khan.
that you have to thank Multan Sultans for not playing well this season. I think that onus was really on them.
I have a very different opinion on this. I think not having Usman Khan, I need to know what's the reason why he's not been picked.
Well,
Did he
nobody will
not-
tell you that was
did
the
he not
reason. Nobody will
perform
tell
well?
you.
Did
he not
anyone give
perform
you
well?
the reason of selecting him in the side? How are you going to get the reason?
See, I know why he was selected, but I don't know why he's dropped. See, if a team is not performing well, if an individual is doing well, he should be picked up. I don't agree with
No,
this
but no.
story. And
Usman bhai,
secondly-
the question is that we always raise this point that we don't want our selection through Pakistan Super League. And Hussain Talat, without any performances in
That's not even Pakistan Super League. His own franchise didn't want to play him in the last, game, which probably dented their confidence. But I think that will be an important subject. We'll be discussing this selection throughout the week as well. But I have to move on to the eliminator tonight because I've been told that carries a lot of weight.
Ahmed,
as far
one
as
last
PSL.
thing, if
Yes,
you allow
yes,
me,
yes, please.
that we have discussed about the middle overs of Islamabad United, that they are struggling. Shadab Khan bowled only 2 overs. What could be the reason? I think that was a poor decision from Shadab Khan. He conceded.
No, I think it was a very smart decision. On a personal level, it was a very smart
I
decision.
personally feel that Islamabad United misread the pitch.
Yes, exactly. I think they did. And I think what they now need to realize, I think all franchises will now realize that the weather and the conditions are going to be very, very ruthless for bowlers.
True.
So you have to be very smart. And like I said, I'll be very honest, I really thought after 200 plus runs were scored that Islamabad can chase this down. I thought they have that firepower, and I think they were very comfortable with their body language after the last over. They were fancying anything under 230, which I thought was going to happen. But Syed Haider, we have to talk about the game tonight, whether we like it or not. That is now the biggest rivalry of the PSL, Lahore going against Karachi. There are many cultural norms that come to mind as well when you talk about Lahore and Karachi, be it the food or the culture. So, I mean, this is a good rivalry that has given a lot of spirit to the game. But what do you make of this eliminator tonight? Is it the most high intensity game of the PSL?
Yeah, absolutely. The rivalry is always very good for the teams that they are keen to perform well in crucial matches. And tonight, definitely, it's a crucial match for both teams, Karachi and Lahore. The one team will go out, and another team, they have more space again to the final. Karachi Kings, if you analyze the Karachi Kings, they have developed their cricket plan nicely. They have met due to, I think, David Warner. David Warner is a man element in the team that he supports nicely to the bowlers, batters, and others. But what is the most important thing in the Karachi Kings is the middle order batting. Irfan Khan Niazi, he has played once against Lahore Qalandars very nicely, and they have got a big score. They have chased bigger score in this match. Now tonight, it will be a competition between David Warner and Shaheen Shah Afridi. We have to see who will bat first. The team which will bat first, they will have some benefit to get bigger score, and to chase a bigger score in Lahore will be difficult. As we have seen yesterday that Islamabad United, they have very good batting side, but even they were failed to get bigger score. So tonight, the toss will be very important, and the batting will be very important. The team will bat first. They will get some benefit from the first batting. Fakhar Zaman or David Warner, who will bat first, and they will make some difference tonight.
But Sir Haider, one thing that I think puts Karachi in a bit more comfortable position, and I don't know whether people would agree with this or not, is that Australian mentality, is something in the world of cricket. Traditionally, historically, we've seen that as well. Even David Warner, the character that he is, he carries that traditional Australian spirit and that strong mentality. That surely makes a difference if you have a skipper with that mentality in the side.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely, yeah. And he has also someone, Tim Seifert there, and David Warner, and then all the players they are going with David Warner. They are giving full support to David Warner. The bowlers, they are doing their job. The batters, they are doing their job. So if your team is working with you, what do you want to do? And team is supporting you, then the result will be seen. What the Karachi Kings they have done. In the beginning, I was not sure that Karachi Kings will be in playoff, but after the time they have got it. They have won very crucial matches, And in the last two matches after the suspension, Karachi Kings was very different team than what they have played 10 days before. And now the Karachi Kings is looking very solid team. And tonight I will give, it's a big rivalry as you have said, Karachi and Lahore, but I will give 60-40. Karachi Kings have 60% chances to win this match tonight.
Well, that's a very interesting pick, and I think surely when you look at the track record as well, that makes a difference. But now, of course, we've been joined by our correspondent joining us from Lahore, Mr. Arslan Sherazi. Assalamu alaikum, Arslan. Welcome to Sports Extra.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you for having me.
Right, Arslan, before I move on to some particular questions about last night's game, I must ask you about what the ambience is tonight, because Lahore is playing in the eliminator against Karachi, the biggest rivalry of the PSL. How is the city behaving and what are the expectations? What do we expect from Lahore fans in the stadium?
As you know that last night there was more than 60% crowd inside stadium, but tonight we are expecting a house full here in Lahore Qaddafi Stadium, and everyone is excited here for this first eliminator. It's a big match. If I talk about last match between Lahore Qalandar and Karachi Kings, that was also a full house, and everyone is expecting a good game tonight.
Well, Arslan, we have to talk about last night, which was, of course, Islamabad versus Quetta Gladiators. That the fact remained that, you know, traditionally batting first has been the key in Lahore, but the average score told us something close to 180. What was the key element that we saw last night? You know, because I think once you go above 200 in a game like this, you have about more than 80% chances of winning.
I think so. The main difference between both the team was Rana Fahim Ashraf. He played really well inning, and due to his inning, Quetta Gladiators surplus 200 plus runs, and they gave the target of 210 runs to Islamabad United. But in post-match press conference, team director Sarfraz Ahmed said that the difference between both teams was the fielding. Our fielding was very well, and Islamabad fielding was not up to the mark, so that we win that game. So I think fielding is very essential part, and if you do well fielding, you save 20-25 runs, and you win that game. And that was the main difference between these two teams last night.
Well, Arslan, what did the body language of Islamabad United tell you last night after they lost the game? Because they still have one more chance of qualifying, but considering the way they've lost last night, what does the body language signify?
After the match, we met Salman Ali Agha in post-match press conference. He was very much optimistic, and he was saying that we are ready for Karachi or Lahore, and inshallah we will improve our game in all three departments: bowling, batting and fielding, and inshallah we will again face Quetta Gladiator in final, and we will win that match. But Quetta Gladiator player was saying that it's our home ground, and we are taking all advantages of our home ground.
Right, Arslan, I know it's a cliche, but I must ask you. I already know your answer, but tonight, what's your pick for the eliminator?
I will not go for 60-40. I will go 100% for Lahore Qalandar.
Well, thank you very much, Arslan Sherazi, our correspondent. He's saying 100% Lahore Qalandars, and that's what you expect. Arslan has been a Lahore supporter traditionally as well, but you know, like I said, I think that crowd element is very, very important. But Usman, the weight of this eliminator is very important, not only because if you lose, you're out of the PSL, but the fact that if I look at Shaheen Shah Afridi, he's got a point to prove now. He's not in the national side, and this game is going to be a statement.
Lahore Qalandars have psychologically already lost to Karachi Kings because their key marquee players from overseas are not featuring. No Daryl Mitchell, no Sam Billings, no Sikandar Raza. I think that is going to be a huge hole to fill, and that could be the deciding factor between these two teams. Karachi, on the other hand, got back McDermott, they got Warner back, they got Seifert back, so they are at full strength. And having home advantage is a huge advantage actually, and everybody wants Lahore team to be in the final just because of the atmosphere, and being the home team, it gives that extra impetus to the team and the crowd as well. But all in all, Shaheen Shah Afridi has been extremely poor as far as his captaincy, especially his bowling, is concerned. Likewise for Haris Rauf as well. And they were the two key players as far as their fast bowling was concerned, along with Zaman Khan. But I think all in all, Lahore has a very, very big shoes to fill, which I don't think they are capable of doing. Hyderabad said 60-40. I think it's going to be something around 80-90, 20-10. I think Karachi will start as strong favourites just because of the squad.
But one news that has come, Usman, one news my sources have told me that Rashad Hussain is back in the
He's back. He's back.
Is that a big omen for them now?
Yeah, it's a good thing. Actually, they are going to get back one player which was there in their squad in the beginning itself. But apart from them, Shakib Ul Hasan, I don't think is going to bowl too much. Mahdi Hassan Miraj is also there. As far as Rashad is concerned, he did not have a very good series against UAE. He was very, very expensive. He picked up a couple of wickets, I think 3 in total. But all in all, it's a good omen that someone is going to bowl the middle overs. But I think Karachi will start as strong favourites. They have very good top 3 batsmen, along with Seifert, the form he's in, and the Warner mentality, and Vince being the second highest scorer in this tournament. I think they will start as huge favourites. Shaheen Shah Afridi has lost his confidence. Not being picked will not give him any boost either. But he will have a thing or two to prove. But I think he has his work cut out.
Certainly. K Asif Ahmad, look, the key, I think the real balance that has worked for Karachi Kings has been the inclusion of Mohammad Nabi into the side. But one thing which I didn't like them doing in the last game was because, and I think they really have to consider that they should have been in the top 2. It's because of their own decisions that they've ended up playing an eliminator. Otherwise, they would have had 2 chances of going into the final. Is that last game they didn't have Mohammad Nabi bowl, which I thought was very, very surprising. Do you think that could be a difference today, that you utilize the full strength of Mohammad Nabi?
Well, I think that if you see and go for the comparison of the spinners, Shakib Ul Hasan, Rashad, they're the 2 good spinners, and then Mehdi Miraj, of course, there. He's an all-rounder. Shakib Ul Hasan is a very handy all-rounder when we talk about franchise cricket. On the other side, Karachi Kings, they're depending more on their fast bowlers. See, Hassan Ali is in good touch, he's bowling so well, and he has been picked for the national squad as well. And then Amir Jamal. The only thing that was missing in the last game, that they didn't bowl good Yorkers in the death overs. And you know that this is the problem with the Pakistani fast bowlers. Either it's Shaheen Shah Afridi, Haris Rauf, or Naseem Shah. So, but I'm so happy that David Warner, if you know, he's enjoying in Pakistan. Yesterday he went to play golf in the Lahore, and he had a media talk there, and he said that I enjoyed a lot. So when your skipper is enjoying, he's, you know, even under pressure somewhere, that what was happening between Pakistan and India, it means that your team is doing good, and there
were 2 more skippers that were enjoying, Mohammad Rizwan, Babar Azam. They're not there, so I don't know how that didn't work for them.
No, they didn't enjoy. Who said they were enjoying?
I'm telling you, they enjoyed.
Babar Azam and Rizwan, I mean, they're under pressure, and I don't want to talk about them because they have served a lot for Pakistan. Coming back to the Karachi Kings in Lahore, as Sherazi Sab said, no 60-40, it's Lahore Qalandars night. And Haider Bhai said that the 60-40, 64 Karachi Kings and 40 for Lahore Qalandars. I'll go with Haider Bhai. I will not go with Sherazi Sab. I'll go against you, Sherazi Sab. Sherazi Sab, this is 70-30, 70 for Karachi Kings and 30 for Lahore Qalandars. Let's go for a bet.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. K Asif has made the debate just even more interesting now, but I think once again the element of surprise remains the same, because Lahore has got some tricks up their sleeve. In the last match, they just introduced the world to Salman Mirza, and he was clinical because it was a shorter spell and he comes from a tape ball background, so it really worked for them. But obviously, you know, things are not the same every time you go on and you play as well. But Haider Bhai, more than David Warner, I think the key element for Karachi has been James Vince. I really think the balance has been because of James Vince, and later on because of Mohammad Nabi, the kind of innings he's played.
Yeah, absolutely. The balance of the Karachi Kings, very nice. They have managed very nicely, I would say. James Vince there, so Tim Seifert, David Warner, both openers in very good form. Tim Seifert is a hard hitter. Then James Vince, he got a century in PSL, and he's like a batsman who can hit everywhere. Then Khushdil Shah in the middle order, Mohammad Nabi in middle order. So the middle order and openers, they are doing very well. They have very good coordination. Coordination is very important between all the sectors. If your all sections, they know that how to to show your aggression and where you have to defend, then you are on the right track. That is the Karachi King is doing. Lahore Qalandars, the major problem that, as the Malik Sahab said, that the major foreign players, they are not there. Darren Mitchell, who has played vital role in 2 or 3 matches when Lahore Qalandars won the matches. Then Sikandar Raza, he's the man, energetic, very energetic player, and he is the really a good element for always good element for the Lahore Qalandars. He has given more aggression in the field by the bowling, by the fielding, and the batting he has done. So now the Lahore Qalandars, they are missing their vital elements, very crucial players they are missing. Only they are depending, at this moment, I would say that they are depending on the Fakhar Zaman. Fakhar Zaman will be the major difference maker if he can perform like that he has played against Islamabad United, against Peshawar Zalmi, then would be a result, maybe some difference. Otherwise, Lahore Qalandars, they are, and I will say one word, that Lahoris are very good hosts, and I hope they will not disappoint today the guest Karachi Kings, and they will welcome Karachi Kings as a winner.
But Haider bhai, look, I'm a bit surprised because I was gobsmacked when Karachi lost the last game and they ended up going to the eliminator because they said that they wanted to try something else, and that's not the time to try. Your primary objective has got to be to win the PSL, and why wouldn't you take a chance of having 2 chances to qualify for the final?
Yeah, should be. They have to do. But again, the question is that Lahore Qalandars management, I cannot see something like the management other teams they have. Quetta Gladiators, as you have said that. Sir Richard, Vivian Richards there, and Moin Khan, they are doing they are taking the right decisions at the right time. So this is the problem there in Lahore Qalandars. They are not managing. They have very talented players, but they are not managing exactly what the Karachi or the Quetta or the Islamabad they are doing. So that is the problem. And I understand that at this moment.
Absolutely. But Sir Haider, I must at this moment in time ask you something very particular regarding the PSL. At a given moment in time, how big of it has been a success this season, especially with the volatile situation in the region as well, resuming it with full colours and the way the crowd has responded, how special has it been for cricket in Pakistan?
Yeah, after the suspension, I think the people, they are more attractive to the PSL. Before the suspension, we have seen that the people were not coming, especially in Karachi. The people were not giving importance to the PSL. But nowadays, we have seen in the last 2-3 matches, and I hope today will be the house full today in Lahore, because Lahore is playing and it is a very crucial match. People, they have to come. I requested people of Pakistan to support the cricket, because we need some support from the people. If the people will not support the Pakistan cricket, then Pakistan cricket will be more in problem, more in danger zone. We need someone, and PSL is an icon of the Pakistan nation, Pakistan cricket, and PSL. We have to make our best support for the, even though PCB is doing very important things for the PSL to get popularity and attraction and everything. But still, I will request to the media, to the electronic media and the people, everyone who is involved with the cricket, please support the PSL, because PSL is not only a cricket tournament, but is still an icon of the Pakistan nation and Pakistan country.
Certainly, certainly. Thank you very much, Sir Haider, for joining us on Sports Extra. It was a pleasure having you on the show. Before we continue, of course, a very, very special birthday wish to send out. Former captain Pakistan cricket team Test cricketer Sarfaraz Ahmad has got his birthday today. One of the most successful captains for Pakistan when it comes to the white ball format. Congratulations, Sarfaraz Ahmad. A very happy birthday to you. Hashtag Kaptan, he's always been known for that, and we all remember that 2017 Champions Trophy victory as well, that gave the nation so much to celebrate. So a very, very happy birthday to Sarfaraz Ahmad from the entire team of Sports Extra and PTV World in general. K Asif Ahmad, would you like to wish him a happy birthday?
You already said Kaptan, so I'm happy that
Yes.
the Kaptan, happy birthday to you, dear, and would like to see you, always smiling, even sitting in the dugout or playing. And I would like to request you on a very special day, please announce your retirement from the Test cricket as well. This is on a very serious note, okay?
Are you trying to compare this with Virat Kohli, or is this coming from somewhere else? But Malik Usman Ahmad, yeah, your wish too, sir.
Already wished him personally,
Right.
but very, very happy birthday to him. One of the finest sportsmen in the country.
A great human being.
Thorough
Yeah,
gentleman.
great
Thorough
human
gentleman.
being. Very true.
And very humble man.
Absolutely. Every cricketer I know, because of Malik Usman Ahmad, has two traits, because with them they're great human beings, and you know they're the most funniest characters you can go around. So that I know for a fact as well. But that being said, I think tonight once again is very important. But like I said, Usman, tactically you have to understand that this was a huge blunder from Karachi, not ending up in the qualifier rather than the eliminator.
Yeah, they have messed it up completely. They were easily going to be the top 2 teams in the table, but now what's done is done. They have to play the high pressure game, that too against Lahore in Lahore. And this is a massive rivalry, although they have Lahore's number. But I think knockout is a knockout and anything can happen. If you look at the match winners, as you've been talking about, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Haris Rauf, Fakhr Zaman, Abdullah Shafique. So they have plenty of match winners, and anyone having a good day can actually turn the tables around for against Karachi. And Lahore being Lahore in Lahore can do it again. They are the only team in the PSL who have retained their title. So don't count Lahore out just because they don't have a couple of foreign good players in their side. They have still 3 or 4 good players who can have their day and actually eliminate Karachi, and that could be a huge blow for this Karachi squad, which was meant to win this title.
Well, absolutely, and I think that puts you in a very difficult position. If you lose today, you'll go back and think about that match.
What could have been?
Yeah, obviously, that we could have, been in a better position. And I think that's not something. But if they're fancying something on numbers, then it's going to be very, very important as well. But I think it's going to be very particular how the pitch behaves as well, considering. Yes, Usman.
See, actually, I wanted to highlight 2 occasions. Once against Quetta Gladiators, when they had almost won that game. They were 80 for 1, and suddenly they crumbled and lost against a very, very mediocre target. And that is when David Warner said in the press conference that we handed the game to the opposition. Secondly, against Islamabad United in the previous game, when they were again 80 for 1, and they just crumbled to 114 for 8, and they only needed to score 120 of 70-80 balls, and they could have qualified on the basis of the net run rate. So I think they have thrown away 2 good opportunities to finish in the top 2. It may come to haunt them, dare them.
Absolutely, and I think Lahore kind of banked themselves on auras like and games like this, and with especially K Asif Ahmad as a broadcast and commentator yourself, the aura that the crowd brings, if you have home support, that does make a bit of a difference to you, the way you're playing your cricket.
Well, of course, and when we talk about Lahore Qalandars playing in Lahore in Gaddafi Stadium, as Usman Bhai was mentioning, yes, to be honest, that they will get a huge support from the crowd, and Sherazi Sab is there. He will definitely support.
Massive support.
Massive support from
Physically massive support.
Physically massive support. But one difference, we guys didn't talk about that, and that is the 2 captains, David Warner, Shaheen Shah Afridi. I think no comparison. And one important thing that aren't they missing Aqib Javed in the dugout? But I'm talking about the Lahore Qalandars, because he remained with Lahore Qalandars for a long time, 9 years, guys, a big time. So I think even then they're performing well, but their fast bowlers, once again, a question mark. Shaheen Shah Afridi, Haris Rauf, not bowling up to the mark. They have still the same problems. They don't bowl Yorkers in the death overs. Then Fakhr Zaman and Naeem, they will play a crucial role. Fakhr Zaman is in a very good touch, and when we talk about Naeem, he looks very stylish.
I want somebody else to step. I want Abdullah Shafique to step up tonight. I think it's just on him now to give a big performance.
Yeah, that technically very sound, confident guy, and if he'll perform well too for Lahore Qalandars, and I think
because I'll tell you what Lahore has not been exposed to. Every time they've won, Fakhr Zaman has been amongst the run scorers. If Fakhr goes early, I don't see that pressure then transcending.
Then you're telling to Karachi Kings that try to get out him early. That's the point, isn't it? That your thoughts.
No, I don't need to. They already know. I mean, they've got David Warner, they've got Haider Azhar.
Well, this is what I'm telling you. The difference is David Warner and Shaheen Shah Afridi. David Warner is such, huge experience, and then he's brave guy, and he thinks out of the box. Shaheen Shah Afridi is not a good skipper at all. Let's admit that.
I think it's going to be a great matchup, Hassan Ali versus Fakhr Zaman tonight. I think that really is going to be a huge difference. But then again, I think Haider Bhai spoken for Karachi. K Asif has gone with Karachi. Sherazi has gone with Lahore. Malik Usman Ahmad, what's your pick for
Karachi.
tonight? Karachi Kings, oh wonderful.
What about you, Ahmed?
Lahore Qalandars.
Oh,
No, I've been supporting Lahore all the way. The heart says Lahore, but mind says Karachi completely. Because there is many of their core players have left the squad. I think that weakens Lahore completely. And secondly, Karachi has head-to-head much better record against Lahore Qalandars. It becomes very difficult.
Well, I think numbers game here on Sports Extra as well. You've got 3 people supporting Karachi Kings, 2 of us going with Lahore Qalandars, so 3 against 2. But I certainly think that it'll make a huge difference as well. The Eliminator is going to be live on PTV Sports HD. You can catch all the action there. I think Sports Extra has given its verdict as well. But one thing is for sure. I think Lahore's crowd is not going to disappoint. And, you know, I think it's going to be a jam-packed stadium tonight. Lahore is really going to come to the party. Whenever it's Lahore versus Karachi, the food battle starts on. So I think the intensity is going to be huge.
Final before a final.
A final before the final. Usman has said it. Thank you very much, Malik Usman Ahmad and K Asif Ahmad, for joining us. That, of course, wraps up Sports Extra from me and the entire team. It's goodbye for now.